So I'll be talking about investment decisions that our fathers got it all wrong. And the essence of this video is to stop you that is watching from going that way. As a young man, I was meant to understand that your first 1 million, your first 2 million, you should buy a land. And then after you buy a land, you build a house. And you start building a house. In other words, from those advices, it means that your first money, when you begin to have money, it should be narrowed down to real estate. And so you have seen a lot of seminars everywhere, people doing seminars talking about real estate as the best investment in the world. So the essence why I'm making this video is to tell you that real estate is not the best investment for you if you are a startup, a hustler. You are a hustler in Africa, Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State, narrowed down. Real estate is not the best investment for you, and especially not for now. So those words our fathers used to feed us. When you have your first money, real estate, buy land, buy house, buy land, build. Okay, so let's do a little analysis why, so we can all figure out together why I'm making such claims. A little analysis. Let's say you want to build a 4-in-1 block of flats, which is a duplex. So the cost of building that house in Nigeria will cost around 100 million naira. You're going to spend 100 million naira to build a house. It's approximately $140,000 or $130,000, the case may be, whatever. And then after you've done an investment of 100 million naira, and then you begin to rent that house. The first tenant will stay on the first one, the second, the third, and the fourth. 4 tenants. And in a place like Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, you will luckily find a tenant that is willing to pay 1 million naira for a 2-bedroom flat apartment. You will luckily find, because it's rare. You cannot find anybody that is willing to live in such a house for the cost of 1 million naira. But however, I'm going to use 1 million naira as a threshold on this video. Just luckily, if you find a tenant that is going to pay 1 million naira to stay in a 1, 2, 3-bedroom flat, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 flats. Okay, so now that is, let's say you are going to be earning 4 million naira every year. By God's grace, because most of those tenants, they will give you headache also, you know that. And you need to employ the barrister, lawyer, and all sort of solicitors just to get your money on time, because you know how we are in Nigeria, you know how it goes, you know. So let's say you're going to spend 100 million naira just to be getting 4 million naira every single year. Now, how many years would it take you to regain your 100 million naira initial capital first, before we begin to talk about profits? Now, do the calculation yourself and see the answer for yourself. How many years it will take you to gain back your 100 million naira initial investment? And the number of years that you have gotten as your answer is not good enough compared to what that capital can do for you. The number of years you will get from that answer is not good enough. So why I'm saying that real estate business is not for startups, it's not for any serious entrepreneur that is just beginning. Now, real estate is a very good business. It's a very good business, but it's not for hustlers like me, and it's not for hustlers like you. In my little opinion, from my little research, which I'll explain it in this video, for you to indulge or go into real estate business, you need nothing less than $1 million. $1 million. Because you need to have properties that is rentable on day-to-day basis, that can give you at least too bad, $100, $500 daily. So for you to have a property that can be amounted or calculated to the sum of $100 daily, $100 daily worth of properties in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, which means you need to have a block of houses, like 100 houses in a row, where you rent out to people. You rent out to people and they will pay this money annually. And then when you calculate the total money annually, it will amount to about maybe $500, $300 daily. So for you to achieve that, you need a minimum of $1 million to buy 3 to 4, 5 acres of land and build 100 maybe kind of houses, and then sell out those houses or rent out those houses. So do not follow the seminars that is popular everywhere, everybody talking about real estate bullshit. That is not the business you need as a young African ready to start life and to make money. Now, what you need to understand is that liquid asset is very important and essential to you. Liquid asset like cash. As a startup in entrepreneur, liquid assets is very essential. You should not do without liquid assets. So if you have your first 1 million and you follow the advice of your father to carry your first 1 million and buy a house, or sorry, buy a land, and then you carry your first 2 million and buy a land, and then after you buy the land, you are stranded, no money, and then you are bragging and boastful about the fact that you have a land somewhere, and then your idea and concept of that land is, so if you own a land for the next 20 years or the next 15 years or the next 10 years, the value of the land will appreciate. So the land you bought 1 million, after 10 years, you'll be able to sell that land at 10 million. You are deceiving yourself, because a lot of factors comes into play. Number one, you could die before the next 10 years or the next 20 years. You could die. Everybody on earth is going to die, just that we don't know the date. So that's number one, but let's leave that aside. Number two is that it is wicked of you to keep a land for that long without development. You know, Africa needs a lot of development. We need investors. But for the fact that you want to wait for the next 10 years for your land to appreciate so that you can sell, and you call that a business, that is not a business. You know, that's not business at all. You should not keep land for 10 years in order to sell and make more money. Africa needs development. If you are buying a land, you should buy a land with the mindset of developing that place, developing that area, developing that village, developing that country. Even if you are building your own personal house, it will add beauty to that society. Even if you are building a factory, it will add beauty to that society. Even if you are building, whatever you are building in that place will add beauty. And then it will develop the place. But just for you to buy an empty land and keep for 20 years so that you can make 10 times profit, you are a joker. I mean, seriously. That is a wrong business for a young man. Tying down your finances, because that same finances, that same fund, that same capital can get you a business that is running day-to-day profit. Day-to-day profit. And if you can calculate your profit for the next 10 years, you want to wait for a land to yield, that profit will surpass such such mentality or whatever figure that is you are expecting. So the second thing is that you are actually stopping African development. You are demoting African development. You are contributing to the poverty in Africa. You are contributing to the poverty in Nigeria. You are contributing to the poverty in Akwa Ibom. Whenever you buy a land with the mindset of waiting for the next 10 years to sell after 10 years, to sell after 5 years. That's not good. It's not good. Morally, it's not good. What if a bank wants to develop that land? They want to build a bank, which will in turn employ minimum of 20 to 50 staff from that community. Okay, so, and you don't want to sell to the land just because, you don't want to sell to the bank just because you want to wait for the next 10 years until the property becomes 50 million. The property you bought 1 million. So if you are a startup, you are a young entrepreneur and you want to know how to invest your money, don't listen to all these seminars on real estate. Don't listen to it. They will drain you. You will pay for the seminar. You will lose your money. You will buy the property and you will live in poverty. You will live in poverty because liquid cash means a lot. Now, liquid cash means so much to every entrepreneur. You need to have liquid cash. So I want to talk to you today. When I'm talking about liquid cash, I'm talking about the kind of money that you are generating or you are making on day-to-day basis, or every week, or let's say every month, every week, every day. So your goal as a young entrepreneur is that you must always have physical cash with you. You must always have cash, because if you're a young entrepreneur, an idea can come into your mind and you need cash to execute every idea, every innovation, every concept, everything, every style you want to apply to your business. Every style needs money. Every concept needs money. You know, every style needs money. Every concept needs money. Every innovation needs money to execute it. So you cannot just say, carry all your money and dump on a land, and then you are broke. And then you begin to tell your children, your father was once rich, but you don't have that money now. You begin to tell your father, in those days, your father was this, your father was that. I was this, I was this, I was that, I was that. Simply because you carried all your money and dumped in a property that if you want to sell now, you cannot sell it. You cannot sell it immediately. So those properties that are so-called real estate business moguls talk you into, those properties that your fathers talk you into, our ancestors talk you into, they do not add value to the economy. Africa needs urgent development. Urgent development. We need urgent development all around, all parts of Africa. Africa needs independence right now as I speak to you. So, what you need to know is that your liquid cash matters. So, whatever you are doing, liquid cash, you need to always have money to implement your innovations, to implement your styles and techniques and skills. Now, when you dump money on a land and wait for the next 10 years for the land to yield, in my little course of business and financial interactions, I have come across a lot of people. I have met with local government chairmen. I have met with House of Assembly speakers. I have met with a lot of politicians. You know, when you are in a political scene, in a political field, because every man in one way or the other will always have an opportunity where you will always have money. There is a time in your life that you'll always be exposed to money. It may be small money, 10K daily, 20K daily, but your decision towards investment really matters, because these people that I come across, I met someone that was a speaker in the House of Assembly in a certain state of Nigeria. As at 1996, he was a speaker of the House of Assembly. But as at 2006, he was asking me for a loan of 100,000 naira, which I did not have. But this was once the speaker in the House of Assembly. I met someone that was a chairman of a local government in one of those states in Nigeria. I don't want to mention name. Was a chairman of a local government, and he was asking me for a loan of 50,000 as at 2018. 2018. But he was a chairman just 7 years 7 years after he was asking for loan of 50,000. Now 7 years after he was a chairman of a local government, and then why? Because while he was a chairman, he was busy buying house, buying land, buying properties simply because he thought that those properties would make him rich. But you discover that 5 to 7 to 8 to 10 years after you come down from whatever tenure or position you are occupying, you find out that 10 years after you become poor and broke all of a sudden, simply because of your investment decisions. So our fathers had this mindset of investing in buying lands, buying house. So our politicians, all of us grew into that field. So whenever you are exposed to some amount of money, the next thing you want to do is to buy land, buy house, buy land, build house, buy land. The house you build, a 500 million naira worth of house, cannot give you $500 every month. 500 million naira worth of house cannot give you 500 million naira worth of your house. It's a silly investment, but it's good for people that have a lot of money, excess money. Those people should go into real estate, but it's not for young upcoming entrepreneurs. So if you are a young upcoming entrepreneur, you're beginning to see 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, 100 million. Don't you ever look at that direction, because you are going to stock down your capital for many years, and that capital can save many lives. That capital can help you as a person and can make you rich. A rich man is not a man that owns so many assets. A rich man is a man that earns money every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every 24 hours, every week, 7 days of the week. That is what makes a rich man. So a man that owns possession will eventually end up selling all those properties. So those politicians, all to our young politicians all over Africa, when you are in a place of government, you feel the first thing to do is to buy a house, buy land. Is good, but you need to have a lot of such money so that you can render such service. But if you are a young startup, a young entrepreneur, I will advise you to rather use that same money. Use that same money. If you have your first 2 million, your first 5 million, your first 10 million, use it to develop a product that people want to buy on daily basis. Product that people want on daily basis. 10 million naira can give you a standard toilet paper factory, and then you will produce that toilet paper, getting the necessary machines, and sell toilet paper, manage the funds, and make the money, make the proceed from your toilet paper production every day, all the days of your life, without any setbacks. So you invest your money in production, invest your money on the consumable materials. Now these materials will help develop the society. You don't have to rely on importation every time. It will cause job employment. It will help thousands and hundreds of of masses that are seeking for job. They are going to be employed, and then it will develop that area where that factory or establishment is located. Now, if you do not have enough funding to go into production, you can do buying and selling. Your first 1 million, your first 5 million, you can do buying and selling of a product that is used on day-to-day basis. People wants to live, and the people are living for now. People are alive for now. Nobody, very few people that are tired of money are the ones that are doing investment that will cover the next 10, 20 years. So a lot of people, 90% of everybody in the world are living for now. They want to eat food. They want to bathe on day-to-day basis. They want to eat. They want to drink. They want to wear clothes. They want to be happy for today. So if you begin to invest in products, is either you produce something or you be of a service. Carry your money, invest in trading, buy things that people are looking for on daily basis and resell them, and then add a little profit on it. Or you can produce those things, and then when you have enough profit from this business, you can go into real estate. So real estate is very bad for you as a young person that is just beginning to see money. Your first 20 million, your first 50 million, your first 10 million, your first 1 million. You should not go into real estate. Now, in the year 2018, I bought my first car. I think I'll display it for you on the screen. So after I bought my first car, I bought that car I was 24 years old, and I bought the car at 800,000 naira. And so I bought this car at 800,000 naira. I drove it for almost 1 year. After I drove this car for 1 year, I still sold that car. When the car started, I did not like the car again. So I sold that car for 1.3 million naira after using it for 1 year. So at first I became a car owner. And then at the end of 1 year, I sold my first car at 1.3 million naira after using it for that long. So when I saw that even to have a car is better than owning a land, what I did the following year, 2019, I had 3 cars. From the sales of the first car I made, I realized that it is more profitable to own a car. And then I bought 3 new cars, though they were Nigerian use. But those cars were giving me money on day-to-day basis because I started airport shuttle business. Uber, me and my guys, my team, I think I'll display them for you on the screen. So we started airport shuttle with the 3 cars I got in 2019. And then, the cars started making money. The car started making money compared to the land that I was asked to buy. And so I was supposed to buy a land with my first 1 million, and then I was supposed to remain poor again, and then just have that mindset that I own a land somewhere. So if you're about to make such mistake and you're watching this video, let it stop now. Now, I'm going to dedicate my time to be talking to you about business and finances on my official YouTube channel. So I'm going to drop a link to my YouTube channel below. So check the description of this video. You're going to see a link to my YouTube channel. Now, subscribe to that channel and then hit the notification button. So every time I make videos like this, you're going to receive the update. So I'll be talking to you about kingdom business, kingdom entrepreneurship, kingdom, everything about money. And so we all grow together. So subscribe to that channel and then follow me, because I'll be doing more of these tutorials, just in case you like what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you so much for your time.